Yo, what is up, man? It's your boy. Hold on, let me fix it. Let me get my beautiful face back in the camera. Bada bing, bada boom. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Damn D. POV, I'm here to give you my point of view. Make sure if you're new to the channel, y'all hit that like button one time for the one time. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Thank you kindly. Woo! All right, so I've been talking about all this on my other channel, Damn D Live News. If y'all not subscribed to my Damn D Live News, make sure y'all go check it out because I've been covering this story, but I've been posting a whole bunch of videos there, so I need to post some videos over here, so I'm just spreading them out on both channels. If you're not following me on Damn D POV, follow me over here, and Damn D Live News. Now, Stephen A. BITC has come out and say that the Nets' Big Three is the biggest failure in NBA history. I wonder why he says that. Is it because just of Kyrie? I think he's saying that just because based on Kyrie, because he don't talk about KD. Well, he does talk crazy about KD, but he don't really be on KD as much as he be on Kyrie. Pause. And James Harden, he don't really talk about him at all. But he seems to love to highlight Kyrie Irving, right? So I want y'all to leave a comment down below. Is the Nets Big Three the biggest disappointment of all time in NBA history? Before we play the video, y'all remember the Big Three in Houston? Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, Akeem Olajuwon. Y'all remember the Big Three in the Nets? Joe Johnson, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. Y'all remember the Big Four? LA. Kobe Bryant, RIP, Shaq, Gary Payton, Karl Malone. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on about, you know, a big superstar team that didn't accomplish anything. So to say that this was the biggest failure in the Big Three, the biggest Big Three failure in NBA history, I don't think so. There's a lot of big name teams, big name players that were playing on the same team that did not accomplish anything. But once again, he just hating on Kyrie by any means necessary.
I promised everyone this question. The Big Three that never was in Brooklyn, is this the biggest failure in NBA history, yes or no?
I say yes. I say yes. It's not just because they spent 3.5 years there and only got one playoff series win. It's because they made promises they didn't keep because
they made promises. Everybody makes promises in the NBA. Don't every NBA player that gets traded says, well, I promise to win a championship. I promise to. Everybody does that. But nah, when it comes to Kyrie, he want to hold Kyrie to what he said. Hey, didn't Mr. LeBron James promise not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, but 7 NBA championships when he was in Miami? Oh, you forgot about that promise, huh?
dysfunctionality raked through that franchise like a virus. It contaminated the borough of Brooklyn and New York. It disappointed them and left them hanging. And even though the players themselves end up going elsewhere, competing for championships, making money along the way, they shortchanged the fan base. I'm not going to accuse Kevin Durant of doing that because he was always ready to go as long as he was healthy. He never cheated the game. Thanks for.
So, that's him right there, right? Now.
Back to our major story, a blockbuster trade before the All-Star break. The Brooklyn Nets are trading Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. Irving is expected to arrive in Dallas today for a physical and make his Mavs debut at the Clippers on Wednesday, so is telling our Adrian Wojnarowski. Now, the Mavs making that huge splash yesterday.
Shut up.
Is this the biggest letdown in NBA history?
I got to admit to you, I never thought about it. I really didn't think about it until Kendrick Perkins sent out that tweet. I'm having a hard time finding a better case to his argument. I agree with him. I can't think of a bigger disappointment.
We've seen the biggest disappointment. Yo, there's a lot of disappointments out there that were big. Like, y'all forgot about Charles Barkley and Clyde Drexler and Akeem Olajuwon. Y'all forgot about the Nets when Paul Pierce, Joe Johnson, and Kevin Durant was there. I mean, the Lakers, like I said earlier, Kobe, Steve Nash and somebody else. Like I can go down the list, right? Let's talk about Miami, Big Three. When they first got there and they lost to the Dallas Mavericks because LeBron James quit in the NBA Finals. What about that Big Three? That was a huge disappointment, right? Man, I can go down the list of huge disappointment, but now all of a sudden, since Kyrie is a part of this one, oh, this is the biggest disappointment in the NBA history. Man, get out of here.
Teams have an excellent regular season and expectations were what they were and they folded. We've seen that before. I remember growing up watching the Philadelphia 76ers thinking they were going to win the championship and they came up short. But when you consider the dysfunction that raked through this franchise over the last 3 years.
And it's all Kyrie fault.
That existed for non-basketball related reasons.
And it's all Kyrie fault.
The inaccessibility.
It's all Kyrie fault.
And then combine that with they got swept in the playoffs last year by Boston. And then you think about Harden, KD, and Kyrie on the same team.
Right.
For even though it wasn't the entire 3.5 years, it was really a year and a half. But at the end of the day, in the 3.5 years that KD and Kyrie Irving took over Brooklyn, they have one playoff series victory to show for it. I never saw that coming. And so when Kendrick Perkins says what he says, Tim, I got a tough time. Maybe there's something I don't remember, but I got a tough time finding a bigger letdown in NBA history.
Bigger letdown.
A series, a game, you get knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But all the stuff that this entailed, I got a bigger. I can't find a better game.
Well, especially when the expectations were so high, we're all clamoring to see the three of them on the court. Brian Windhorst is also with us here. Wendy, you got us?
I do. Thank you.
All right, Wendy, I'm going to have you jump in now. Biggest letdown in NBA history?
Well, here's the thing. Nobody breaks up big threes like Kyrie because they.
Nobody breaks up big threes like Kyrie, and nobody breaks up chicken wings like yo hippopotamus. Nobody breaks down the buffet like yo. Boy, these old hating ass, but boy, they love tearing down Kyrie, boy. They love tearing down Kyrie.
The championship core in Cleveland, people forget that 2017 team, his last year there, was maybe the best team LeBron's ever had. And they just ran into the buzzsaw of the Warriors. He broke that up because he wasn't happy with it. I know that Jaylen Brown wasn't Jaylen Brown now, but he had Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum with him in Boston. He broke that up. And then he comes and gets a dream scenario in Brooklyn where he actually...
So you're going to talk about LeBron James, all the breakup he did? He broke up every team that he was with. Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland. He about to break up LA.
Actually is sort of the leader of that group. It was unlike Cleveland.
Hey, shut up. Shut up.
After that, he steps back and he does his job and lets Kyrie be who he is. Kyrie's a cerebral individual. Obviously, he's a deep thinker in his mind, and he wants things a certain way. He believes strongly in whatever it is that he believes in, so he's going to impose his will. And the Brooklyn Nets had no choice but to capitulate because they didn't want to alienate Kevin Durant. And so when you look at it from that perspective, it's a clear message to management, ownership throughout the league. Yo, you can't relinquish the power to them. You got to hold on to it for yourself. And I'm not saying it'll never happen again, but it's going to be incredibly, incredibly difficult for any player to come in and really flex in a way that says to management, let us make these decisions, et cetera, because they are going to defer to the Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant situation in Brooklyn to avoid relinquishing any degree of power to players in the future. I'm talking about so much so that if they have to address it in collective bargaining negotiations, they will do it. And
what about all the mistakes that the GMs made with other trades? So all of a sudden, since Kyrie is a part of this big three, now they're going to say, oh, look what happened when the players want to play with each other. Look what happens when the GMs trade for players and it don't work. It's a lot of times that GMs traded for people thinking that they were going to get a good team and it didn't work out. But since Kyrie did it, oh my God, they're going to use this again. Shut up. Well, I wish I could just give you a slap you in the back of the head. Just y'all leave a comment down below, man. Hating Stephen A. Smith. Shut up. Y'all leave a comment down below. I'm out, man.